Very good morning, Faith. Good to have you with us. It's very fluid, the situation in Sudan at the present moment, especially in Khartoum, the capital, because what we know now, last night, there's been another change in the Transitional Military Council. Give us the latest, please.
Yes, that's quite correct. Thank you for having me. So what we've seen, you're right in saying that it's indeed a very fluid situation with the announcement now by the military that now the Ibn Auf resigning and passing on to Fatah al-Burhan. And this is interesting because essentially on the positive side, it shows that the people power continues to prevail. The spirit of the Sudanese people continues to live on, and they've said they will not settle for anything less than a transitional, a civilian transition, essentially. And they don't want any deliberated coup. They don't want a sort of whitewashed coup. They want the complete branch and root change.
Now, there was obviously a curfew, which the people ignored, still stayed on the street, and now they're cheering, listen, we've done it once, we can do it. Well, they've done it twice now in terms of removing somebody who's in power. At the same time, the military council is saying they want to engage all the political parties, they want dialogue with them. Do you think they can actually do that and actually go ahead and, bring about an election in Sudan?
It's interesting because, as you said, the history of Sudan has proved that we've seen now twice, first in 1964 with the regime under Ibrahim Aboud, and also in 1985 we saw mass protests that saw the ouster of Jafar Nimeiri. And now this is almost and if they do complete this one successfully, it will be almost like a hat trick of protests taking out leaders. But I think what we must remember when it comes to Sudan, essentially with a 30-year rule under Bashir, the state has been completely militarized to a large degree. I mean, he's used his forces to crack down on opposition. So we have essentially what are the rudiments of a state. Sudan would have to begin rebuilding state capacity, from the bare bottoms, and that's what it's a challenge in that sense. But first, I think the first hurdle is actually to oversee the civilian transition. That is the crucial first step before we even discuss anything else.
Let's talk about Omar al-Bashir himself. Of course, he's got a warrant on his head, the ICC warrant. When you look at what's been happening in North Africa, you've got Mubarak, you've got Ben Ali as well. They were ousted, but they seem to be living comfortably now. What will happen to Omar al-Bashir?
So we are waiting to see if we will be able to sort of circumnavigate the notion of the immunity against sitting heads of state now that he's no longer head of state of Sudan, and whether the ICC will indeed actually issue the arrest warrant, and actually that we will see action in terms of bringing him before the court for the crimes against humanity, particularly with regard to Darfur in that situation. But essentially it remains one of political will on the part of the international community and the ICC to a large degree. And you're right in pointing out that we've seen almost an amnesty or a settlement arranged for some of these despotic leaders. But we will see what happens with al-Bashir. The moment points to the fact that there is appetite indeed from the court and a willingness to pursue the Bashir issue, because he's actually been out. The warrant has been out for a couple of years. So we will see whether that action will be swift and decisive from the part of the ICC.
All right, thank you so much for giving us an update there about the situation in Sudan at the present moment. So many things happening there.